At RetinaLogik, we leverage the power of AI and virtual reality to improve vision screening for everyone everywhere. One of the most common eye exams done in the clinic are visual fields. Visual fields are very time consuming, are very expensive. A machine with this setup, it requires a dedicated room, technician, and it costs more than $35,000. Uh, those exams are conducted by putting your chin in a ball and press a clicker whenever you see a stimulus. Through our technology, we are capable of replacing that big fax machine through virtual reality instead. It's more portable, it saves more than 60% on total cost of ownership, and improve or speed up the patient exam process by 50%. 93% of patients have already tried the technology, loves it. But this is not the end. Through our platform, we can also replace another 2 to 3 machines, totaling the number of exams more than 15 on a one centralized platform, combined with analytics, so you could do progression and detection of retinal conditions. Vision loss is a big problem in Canada and beyond. I would say 90% of the people worldwide are diagnosed with irreversible vision loss, but they don't really seek treatment until later stages in the condition. In Canada, more than 70% of the people don't really seek the medical attention or the visual treatment until later stages. That means many of those people are already in the later stages of irreversible vision loss, and there's no treatment that could return or like bring back that vision loss. There is treatment to stop progression and like slow it down, and many people that comes usually at could be at the mid or late stages, I would say. So this is basically it is a challenge in Canada, and challenge beyond that. One another demographic population is basically newcomers to Canada. More than 40% of them don't really do vision screening or don't really assess their vision when they come. That's usually lead in many cases to more irreversible vision loss and lead to like blindness at the end if it's not treated at the right time. This is our headset. Our platform is device agnostic. We use off the shelf device. Uh, and all what the patients need to do is put the headset like this with their prescription lenses, put it on their headset, on their head, adjust it to their scene, and they could do the exam in any pose they want. I would say they could do it laying on the ground, laying their back, in many posture that they are want. And there is like self-guided tutorials, interactive tutorials inside the exam, inside the device. There are various equipments that we can replace through our technology, through the RetinaLogik platform. Currently, one of the main ones is visual fields. If you ever went to an ophthalmologist or optometrist, you may have one through this visual field exam where you need to put your chin on a ball and press a clicker whenever you see a light stimulus. Those exams by themselves usually take a full room. They require technician, people with language barriers. They find challenges. They don't really integrate with machines from data from other machines as well. So this is one of the exams that we could do on our platform as well. There are other exams that we could also integrate on our platform, like for instance, contrast sensitivity. Contrast sensitivity, for instance, is not a machine, it's a chart that requires a room for that to be conducted with a specific distance, and usually it's like sometimes takes time in the clinic. Visual acuity is another one. FDT is the third one. There are like more than 15 exams that could be conducted that can replace more than $100,000 worth of equipment. That doesn't include the real estate saving for clinics and doesn't include technician time and even better experience for patients, which in many cases leads to a more reliable results, I would say. My work in Uganda was basically with the Coming School of Medicine, where I was interested more in impact type work. I was interested in developing technology that can improve access to data, improve access to services. So I've started with Uganda. I was interacting with people, and I was interacting, went to rural villages, went to the city. And while speaking with people, I realized there are like so much gap in delivery of healthcare services. It wasn't purely vision care at that point, but was mostly there are like a huge gap in healthcare systems, a huge gap in the delivery of the healthcare system. And that's actually opened my eyes into a problem that I thought it was only in my previous country. Like I came from a developing country, and we had so much limitations to access to healthcare services and quality in some situations quality ones. And I thought in some situations that was a problem of my country at that point. But when I'm going to Uganda, when I'm going to other countries, I realized no, this is a global uh, issue that actually show up in multiple areas, including for vision screening and vision services. And that's where it all started. I do remember at that point I came back and I said I want to do my PhD in health related impactful type uh, like field. And at that point I started like exploring more about vision because I have been having glasses. I've gone to optometrists, ophthalmologists throughout since I was a kid. So that was the first topic that come up to my mind, and started like doing more research, uh, exploring more the idea, exploring more my research project, and I've started from there and working on it, I would say. So the original consumption of RetinaLogik products started as a side project while I was doing my PhD. My PhD was on analyzing retinal images. So my initial idea when I was working on impactful healthcare related project was basically using your smartphone to take retinal images of your retina, and using that data that you collect, combining it with deep learning modules, you would be able to detect conditions like glaucoma, AMD, and like other type of retinal conditions. That's where my interest in vision space started, and I start exploring it toward the end of my second year. I would say in my or third year, I would say in my PhD, I was shadowing doctors a lot. So I used to work with the section chief of ophthalmology. I'm still working with him, with the section chief of ophthalmology in Calgary, and I used to shadow with him, shadow with other doctors, and that's when I realized the big fax machine where they've been using it in clinics, and I thought could do better. Like I could do it on virtual reality instead, and I started with the prototype since that time. How did we improve the process and the workflow for patients? I could speak about that in different paths. For a technician, it make it simpler for them to be able to conduct the exam. All what they need to do now is just put the headset on the patient. The exam's already configured on an online platform, and the patient will just start the exam. Everything, including interactive tutorials, interactive feedback, all of it is done by the device itself. What does that mean? It means that technicians don't really need to have language barriers or spend so much time trying to explain what the exam is, and sometimes this may work, this may not. When you have a more patient tailored approach for that leads to better results or better understanding what the exams does, both parties are happy. The technician are happy and the patients are happy. When it comes to the patient perspective, we're basically talking about people with mobility issues, people with language barriers, people with like lack of ability to focus. And majority of the time, especially for people with mobility issues, are people or the elderly people, I would say. So we do have, while we're doing our pilot studies at that time, we did have a couple of patients who had like neck and back pain, I would say. And those patients basically they weren't able to do the current standard properly and always getting unreliable results. With our technology, they were able just to put the headset the way that they want and just do the exam, leading in some situations to a more reliable result. That's when we're talking about the patient and technician. When it comes to the optometrist as well, They are able to see everything in one centralized platform for them. They are able to sync the data with the device, be able to see how the patient is doing, and in general have a better patient care experience, I would say. People with mobility issues, currently they don't really have a comprehensive or like a very reliable alternative. One of the exams that they could do is basically use the finger and then they move it like right to left, up, down in a specific pattern and use that to be able to detect the field. Apart from that, the up to my knowledge, there's no one who actually pull a visual field machine and take it to someone's house. I was speaking with a colleague recently, and they read a story about in some one of the hospitals they really needed to do visual field exam for one of the patients. So what they did is this big machine they put it on a hanger and then they lift it and then they put it above the patient while laying on the bed. I'm pretty sure that must be traumatizing for the patient. I'm not sure how the results end up, but this was their solution at that point. And obviously, this solution doesn't really work. Doesn't really leads all the time to reliable results, I would say. So going back to you to if there is another solution that has the same quality of the results that can go to patients at home and for in-home monitoring, up to my knowledge, there is no other solution at this point. The beauty of our technology is the portability aspect of it. At RetinaLogik, we've been fortunate to be working with local organizations that has been great support for newcomers, underserved communities, that they are using our technology in addition to other technologies to provide mobile screening and mobile healthcare services. We do have some of those organizations in Calgary and across Canada as well. Through our platform, we do have two main components. One is the headset itself. The headset is basically used to monitor visual fields, to conduct different type of exam like contrast sensitivity and other modules of exams. And this VR headset interact with a portal that we have that's on the web. Peop- Through this portal, technicians, physicians, specialists are able to view the results, interact with patient data, and be able to conduct exams and see how the patients are doing. As we move forward, this platform will be very essential to be able to monitor progression of the patients and be able to include more analytics that can have better insights on the patient vision care, I would say. This is basically the core components of our platform. Through our data, we are able to monitor progression over time so that we can see how the patient vision is going, whether it's going bad, going worse, and that data can be combined with other data points of the clinic, such as retinal images, just to have a clearer or a wider understanding of how their vision is going. So it could be combined with data collected from other patients to see how this patient is performing compared to their population, age population, demographic population, and that's like sometimes where the data can be compared with. It is also worth mentioning that our platform is one of the data points that usually specialists use before making a final decision on what the treatment should be. Through a startup, there are so many crazy challenges that you come face. My co-founder and I, we started this together. We were both studying at the time. We are both from different cultures, different life experience, and different backgrounds, and we had to go through so many like discussions, like arguments in some situations as well on like how we want to do this, how we want to do that, how we want to adjust, and we came like pretty far uh, so far, I would say, with our journey. But when it comes to challenges, there are like no shorten of them. that include finances, that include expanding our team, skill set, decision on what strategy we want to use. I do remember we started with $10,000, and that like lasted for a year when we first started. Now $10,000 definitely doesn't even last us a month at this point. So we had to cope to that. We were very lean at that point. Uh, but because we were very lean, we were able to overachieve, and we are able, like in situation where we are labeled our we are in pre-seed stage, we are more close to a seed stage in this situation. So if I want to summarize it, I would say finances, being able to secure funds. Uh, Calgary has been great in terms of grants, uh, the fellowship that we received from Innovate Calgary, the community from the support from other organizations as well that have been very, very helpful. Uh, Access to resources. In our situation, I do have a big or like extensive background in tech that helped us actually in navigating the tech shortage or tech skill sets deficiency that we have. So that helped navigating that situation, strategy, and being able to access KOLs that could help us in making informed decisions. And we've been very grateful to have KOLs on our team or advisory uh, pool that are helping us in testing, deciding, and validating what we've been working on. What drives me in RetinaLogik is the value that we can provide. The most impactful thing that I've been able, like that keep us going, is receiving a text message from a doctor saying, "Oh, now I'm able to do it on patients that I haven't been able to do it before on, or they weren't able getting reliable results." Receiving input about people in wheelchair, people in mobility issues are able to do or use this technology, both in underserved communities and people with limited access to those services. This is very game or life changing for them. You're talking about vision, you're talking about people being able to see, which is one of the main important senses that we have for the outside world, like being able to see what's our surrounding. So that's a very impactful moment. That's very impactful component in my startup. And I would love to keep doing that, keep that motivation. Uh, the last number I've checked, we're already more than we already improved screening and like access to vision screening for more at least more than 800 people across the country, and that's basically people who wouldn't have been able to do vision screening or test their vision without our technology. So this what drives us. This is what motivates me personally, and this is what I want to keep doing as we move forward with advanced technology. As a startup, things evolve, things change. Uh, our mission at RetinaLogik is to improve access to vision screening for everyone, everywhere, regardless of their economical situation, regardless of their location. They should be able to have quality vision screening. They should be able to be provided with the proper medication so that that vision screening or like irreversible vision loss is slowed, especially for those. Our goal is to have our technology used everywhere in the world, especially where we have barriers uh, to vision care. How we are planning to achieve that, like I don't think we can achieve that in a year or two. That need to be done on stages. That could be need to be done in partnership with organizations that share similar missions, similar values. It could be done with industrial companies as well, and couldn't happen without collaboration with ophthalmologists and optometrists in the community. This is our goal. This is our plan for the next years, uh, where we are able to have this technology used anywhere, by everyone without limitation to their with their economical situation or location or geographical location.